Hi, this is Naam America, and I'm Selva. Welcome to this interesting discussion we are going to have today with professionals in USA. Today, we are going to talk about a topic that is a policy of Naam Tamilar Katchi to give pure and free drinking water for all people in Tamil Nadu.
We can follow our Namalwar's practical solutions like the stored water for agriculture and the groundwater for drinking. So we follow those his ideologies, his knowledge. That solution will be a long-term and a permanent solution, and it's not only serves the people but also the other fellow animals as well.
Yeah, thank you, Sharan, for pointing out about the water being need to be available for all lives. I think NTK is the only party or the only organization in the whole world talking about availability of water for all living beings, not only humans.
like
That's
uh, Anna always says, no bees, no human beings.
absolutely.
Interesting thing. That's the first speech I heard in Anna, one of the election campaign. That's the thing. It's like a wake up call for me. Who in the election campaign talks about bees and talks about crows and sparrows, right? That's like mind-boggling. He's in an election campaign and talks about other animals. So NTK is the only party, not only for humans but for all living things. So that's so impressive. I don't see any other major party anywhere in the world so honestly believes in it. So yeah, good point.
Yeah, absolutely, sir, and thank you. So, yeah, we have spoken about a lot of solutions for water management because it's such a broad topic. We with broad range of solutions available. I'd like to ask Vajra about these solutions which NTK is proposing. How do you think you can put together as a bundle for as a solution for water resource management, Vajra?
Yes, Selva, as Anna always says that we need to uh, bring the green scape to our state. So basically, how we can protect the rivers and the lakes, other water resources like trees improve water quality. By planting trees, it will improve the water quality by slowing the rain as it falls to the earth, helping it to soak into the soil. They also prevent soil from eroding into our waterways, reduce storm water runoff, lessen the flood damage. And we can plant lot of trees around along the banks of the rivers, around the lakes. I like to give some examples like a neem tree, Pungai Maram, the Indian beach, Pani Kondrai Maram, Golden Shower, Maruda Maram, Arjun tree, Naval Maram, Jamun tree, Kani Kondrai Maram, that is rain tree, Alamaram, Banyan tree, Puvarasu Maram, Potia tree, Teku Maram, Pungu Maram, Ironwood tree, the palm tree. Though these are all very amazing trees. When you start planting all these trees along the banks of the rivers and around the boundary of the lakes and water resources, that not only it protects the rivers, but it just builds a proper ecosystem where all the living beings part of our ecosystem can thrive. Basically, that's a you imagine that you will be going back to the old state. It's becoming a pristine environment for all the people and creates a healthy environment. I like to say it like we can create lot of new lakes. So create lot of lakes and we can name with our great kings and important Tamil peoples. Example, every like 500 to 1,000 acres of lands you allocate for lake creation. Plant the trees around the banks and do the good fortification. Name all those lakes with ancient kings like Karikalan Cholan, Rajaraja Cholan, Rajendra Cholan, Parantaka Cholan, and Namalvar, Kundavai Nachiyar. So what happens when we do this lake creation and naming these lakes, this will help the future generation to remember our great kings and the important peoples in Tamil. And one more thing, what we can plan is like every 25 kilometers, ponds can be created to store water, which can encourage the agriculture. This will ensure lot more work opportunities. And by doing this, we are increasing the water levels. We don't want to do the seawater salination. It's like the whatever Saran mentioned, those ballooned big money. It is not a feasible kind of thing. You can't say all those kind of things to the people, and because it's all people tax money, right? We have a lot more ideas, as Saran mentioned. In the olden days, we have a lot more ideas on the irrigation. We can follow that to have a better life. And I like to bring some example. Is it possible? Can we make lakes? Yes. In Arizona, where I live, there are a lot of man-made lakes. So similarly, we can create lot more lakes and save water, and we can create water banks as well, and we can which ensures that now the water levels is so dry, people are drilling too much into the earth, but what happens, the water content is the high pH water content is increasing, and some of the wells, when they do a deep bore well, they are not getting water, and the water you are getting is high pH content, which is not good for human health. So those are my points. So I like to share, Silva.
Thank you, Vajra. That's a good summary of solutions that is NTK is looking to package for water resource management. At this point, the question comes to us, right? How is all this possible? This has been achieved in other nations or other areas of the world? Bala, what are your thoughts about that? Do you have any examples or about NTK's policies or similar policies being implemented in other parts of the world?
Thank you. Thank you for that question, Selva. As I said earlier, one of the methods of improving the water resource and managing them positively is by harvesting rainwater. And as I said before, rainwater harvesting is not a new principle that has been followed in the recent years. This has been done for thousands of years by many ancient civilizations, including Indus Valley civilization. But to answer your question, yes, there are cities around the world which has benefited, cities and countries actually, which has benefited from the rainwater harvesting. I can name a few. For example, the Singapore. There are cities in Singapore which has got very limited water resources, and harvesting rainwater was a natural way of replenishing the water needs for Singapore. So I have seen that almost 86% of Singapore population lives in the high-rise buildings. So when we have rooftops, which can be a good source for collecting the rainwater and storing them in tanks, and only using that rainwater for the daily usage, will save the water that has to be filtered, purified by the city and the country. And this rainwater that has been harvested can be used for kitchen, for the usage in toilets, and also it will also help reduce water consumption that needs to be filtered, purified, and stored. And it also saves energy. When we harvest rainwater, we are going to save or reduce cost of energy to purify this water that you're going to pump from the underground water tables. So we have Singapore as a very good example. And then we have Korea as a country, which says that 90% of their water assets is invisible water. Now, what is invisible water? What Korea has done is, by improving their greeneries, by improving their forest, and practicing deforestation, they have increased uh, the the greeneries, lush greenery environment. They have cultivated more trees that will retain moisture, that can capture warm currents and create rainfall. This is not something new. We all know that how rain is being created. The warm currents mixing with the cold air created by the greeneries is going to create rain. So by improving forest and practicing deforestation, we are going to increase the asset of invisible water. So Korea has done 90 percentage of increasing their invisible water, which in turn gives them more rain. The soil is not dry, it retains more underground water. Due to more rain, the underground water has been replenished automatically, and more rain, more water has been harvested, which is being used by the civilian population, by the state, by the government, for office uses, etc. So that there are two big nations, developed countries, that are following water resource management. Um, Not only that, there are ways we can follow to improve the resources again, by adopting stormwater pollution control standards, like building infrastructure to collect stormwater. Stormwater is nothing but heavy rainfall is going to be converted into flood or storm. Instead of letting them go as a runoff, we are going to build floodplains, and construct planned flood capturing structures, so that these water can be sent back into the underground water table columns, and promote rainwater harvesting, obviously, and to increase the water efficiency, and build healthy plumbing codes in big buildings, schools, hospitals, government offices, and reuse the rainwater that has been harvested, and give incentives for the civilian population, for the general public, to retain this rainwater, for and promote water conservation. So these are some of the ways we can improve water conditions for both drinking and for other domestic purpose, and for the environment, and for other living creatures too. Now, have this not been done in the state of Tamil Nadu? We are doing it. Uh, the Naam Tamil Katchi in many districts have cleaned lakes, ponds, and other river systems, so it can retain clean drinking water for the domestic purposes. When you're going to clean these ponds and lakes, it's going to retain the rainwater, and the by cleaning the flora and fauna, and the other unwanted vegetation from these lakes and ponds, we are going to store clean rainwater, which can be consumed by the public, and for other domestic purposes too. So Naam Tamil Katchi has been a forerunner in making sure these lakes and ponds are cleaned on a regular basis. It has been there are some case studies from the Kanyakumari district, actually, and also they are also promoting green highways. they are promoting school kids to plant 100 trees every year so that they can get some points in exam. 10 points in exam if a school going kid can plant 100 trees. And if a kid plants 1,000 trees, then he will be given as a excellent exemplary citizen of the state of Tamil Nadu award. So these kind of promotions can interest the public, interest the younger generation to come and save our environment, build greenways that will in turn help us secure our existing water systems like rivers, lakes, and ponds, and also secure the rainwater. And also we can practice sustainable sand mining, as I said earlier, and we can also implement strict laws and improve the monitoring of sand mining so that it's not exploited by the sand mafias. So these are some of the ways other countries have done better water management. And Naam Tamilar Kachi has also been practicing some of these best methods to secure the water resources. Thank you.
Thank you for your thoughts, Bala. That was really eye-opening, giving a lot of examples around the globe, how water resources are managed in around the globe. Yes, guys, thanks for joining in today. We have shared a lot of thoughts about the water management. I believe that living in USA, in every remote part of USA, I have gone, at least myself. I think you guys will agree with me. There will be clean, pure drinking water for us in those places wherever we go. I think NTK has a clear understanding from all of these discussions. It's clear for me that NTK has a very clear understanding of how water is managed within Tamil Nadu and how it can be improved. And definitely, we are all looking forward for a day where we go to Tamil Nadu and we will see clear, pure drinking water available wherever we land in Tamil Nadu. It was great talking to all of you folks. Thanks for joining us today, guys. We will all meet you in another session on discussion about a very important policy again of Naam Tamilar Kachi. See you all again.
Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you.